What up, Will? DJ on the Mac. What come with an early morning banger because Bandai be dropping that restriction list super early. Let me tell you, brother just got out of bed, but I thought I'd be bringing you the absolute goodness because we've been waiting for this for a while and we want to see what is going on. And this restriction comes in effect from September the 1st. So if this is the video for you as I give you my initial takes and thoughts, then make sure you stick around and enjoy. And if you're new to the channel and like what you see, make sure you subscribe and turn that notification bell. But first, I mean, we gotta do what we gotta do, right? Hit it!
Digital gate open!
What we have right here is the restriction update, which is going to be in effect from September the 1st. And let me tell you, these picks are as expected and some kind of wild ones on there as well. Some absolute strays going on. So let's go over the new banned card first, which is going to be the Sionko. This, hands down, was something that should have been hit probably about 2 ban lists ago. I tell you, it's just unintentional loops happening, just unintentional plays can happening outside of archetype. Bandai just literally just had to lock this to archetype and it would have been fine, but no, they just literally branched it out, and that's where all these broken combos kind of come into you know, fruition. So I'm very happy that they finally just sacked this off. I am very happy. That's a banger hit, 100% needed to happen for the sake of future game design. So then let's go over to the new Panda Bear free cards. This is the first time where free cards in succession, I think, has been banned. I think the one where it's been like 2 cards has been, you know, like Mother Shoto kind of combination. But this is actually a free card combination right here. It is going to be the Chaosmon Valderarm with the Talmon and the Sakuyamon X antibody, and we all know why this kind of banned pair needs to happen, because this is where your ass just gets blown out. Like, I've been absolutely done over by this combination quite a few times, and the fact that Sakuyamon can unsuspend if playing an option, and then obviously you'll go, depending on what option you're going to play, then effectively you're going to go into your Valderarm for a lot cheaper, and then also gain that memory as well off of the Valderarm effect, and then just blow through your security and do another check. It's just very obnoxious right there. So I think that this is a very solid pan bearing, just because Sakuyamon is going to get an advanced starter deck, so we don't even know what crazy combos are going to be happening there. But yeah, I absolutely respect it. There's still, you know, Sakuyamon players can still do the room mode combo. That does definitely not stop that from happening, which might actually be probably the play in the meantime, if obviously they still want to be using Sakuyamon. But obviously there's another card that has been hit right there, which might slow the deck down a fair bit, because it's what players were kind of expecting, but you know, Bandai followed through. So in terms of the new Panbear, I respect it, because Chaos Valderarm is one of those top ends that just once again needed to be just archetypal locked. It would have just been fine. I think XL would have had an amazing top end to go into instead of it just being splashed around everywhere else. But it does, obviously, you know, Valderarm is such a powerful card, you know, it doesn't stop any other yellow deck using this. So, you know, we might find there more pan bearings depending on, you know, what kind of support we get through other kind of yellow based archetypes. So then let's go over to the new restricted cards. So these ones are going to be restricted to 1, which, you know, is what we kind of expect right here. Gravity Crush is kind of following suit with its brethren of the same nature of the 0 cost options, which is absolutely fair. I think obviously with the Megidramon and obviously using the Growl engine and so forth, it was heavily abused in regards to that. So obviously just having it as a one-off is probably going to deter people from actually even putting it in, because it doesn't necessarily have a security effect there as well. So the likelihood of you getting this in your hand is very slim, unless obviously, you know, you're using a lot of trainings and you're able to grab it out. But I mean, freaking hell, it's just the one Gravity Crush. Is it going to break the bank? It's going to be very high roll. Parabolic Junk, they've actually just stopped the, you know, the potential threat of what could happen if this got left at 4, which once again I do respect that play as well, because Parabolic Junk, obviously you can give something on deletion, gain 2 memory, and that can be easily abusable right there, especially for like spawn deck, especially for like Diabormon. Just throw it on a freaking token, happy days, blam. Then we do have the Rush Guilmon, which is now restricted to 1. Which is absolutely fine. I think this is a good solid hit. I think the thing that's going to be obviously tilting is that, you know, if they have it, and you're just going to get absolutely sacked by this card. But the likelihood of the kind of the loops that we had with the Growlmon engine is probably not going to be as potent as before. And then we have the Growlmon from, I can't remember what EX set this actually is, but it's the one that essentially you'd be able to delete another Digimon, like obviously that you own, and it gains security attack +1. Obviously they restricted that to 1 there as well, so that obviously slows down a bit of the aggression there. I'm trying to remember if Digimon use this one often or not, just because how much damage it actually just pushed out. Drop it in the comments if they did. Like, once again, Digimon was probably a deck that I didn't face enough of compared to like Tsukuyamon. I know I'm familiar with its game, whereas Digimon didn't necessarily face it that much. I think I probably faced it once or twice right there. So I definitely didn't see this card in the list as prominently as the one, which obviously on deletion gain the memory. The one that's kind of caught some strays here for me personally is probably the Garudamon X Antibody. More so that, like, I get it in terms of the obviously using the Guilmon engine or the Growlmon engine in tandem with this in birds, but now because I've hit majority of those things now, it's like, did they have to hit this one? Because then it's like, if you just wanted to play normal birds, like, this was probably part of the strat of that in regards to making that kind of viable right there. Have that nice little kind of archetype of rush mechanic, so you're not leaning on the tamer to give the rush. But I get it. But at the same time, it was probably the one that I did not think would get hit. In all honesty, because people was thinking that Growlmon X Antibody was going to get hit, and that boy's not on the list. Where he at? He was like, weave. He was like, miss me with all of that shit. So yeah, definitely didn't expect Garudamon X Antibody. I see it, but I just don't know. I just don't know if, like, because of the other stuff have been hit, maybe it's future proofing on that. So Digivolution plugging S. I know other Tsukuyamon players are going to be absolutely fuming over this hit, but after being clapped by this deck and how obnoxious this card actually is, yeah, I get it. I definitely get the hit. The hit, I'm going to get cooked in the comments, I already know. I can see the hit, and the reason why there is going to be an advanced starter deck. Most likely, it's going to have another plugin that may do the similar thing. We'll have to wait and see. I understand why they're hitting Tsukuya. Like, this hit Tsukuya quite hard on this. It's almost like the Tsukuyamon ban list. But it is getting an advanced star deck, guys. So don't worry about that. Because obviously the next on the list is going to be then the Tsukuyamon. Which this does get a lot of damn draw. And a lot of, yeah, like, this part of the combo, it's awful. So I understand why this got hit to 1. And I think in tandem with the advanced starter deck, I think there's obviously going to be a new Tsukuyamon in there. Depending on what that does, it's probably going to be a little more balanced, a bit more archetypal locked in that sense. So we'll have to see what goes down. I don't think the deck's dead, or it's probably a lot slower now. But when the advanced starter deck comes up, I think it'll be back fine again. I think it's definitely a Bandai money move. Let's just say that. Then Royal Knight's got a bit of a clip in here as well. So they got rid of, well, they've put down to 1 the Royal Knights of the Purge option there as well. I think, yeah, this actually, like, really looking at the card, giving freaking giving Omnimon X Rush isn't the vibe. Is not the vibe whatsoever, because that card is devastating right there. It's literally a blocker. It's got raid. It's got piercing. Yeah, it's not cool whatsoever. So given that Rush, it can be very devastating. Or given any form of Royal Knight level 6 Rush is just not a vibe. So I understand why that has got hit, and I don't think that's destroyed the deck by any means, especially since he's getting support in BT23. Then the one that definitely needed to be on this list is Metal Garurumon. Like, by far, absolute banger take there. This, I think Bandai did not think that obviously people own this card, and when we go into obviously, you know, using the Alter S combo right here and going into this and gaining memory for free and using Sagittarius mode to just, you know, once I split back out, boom, trigger this, go into that, gain full memory, depending on how much cards are in hand. They didn't foresee that combo whatsoever. So yeah, I think that is an absolute banger here right there, because I think it's just getting a little bit obnoxious. But it doesn't necessarily stop the Omnimon deck. Obviously, there is going to be, you know, the Nokia version that is still pretty freaking solid right there. And obviously, you know, this is just a one-off, so effectively you can still use this and it's not a problem. And the deck has great searching capabilities. It just don't think that having 4 of these in a list, yeah, it just becomes an unactable game state where you're just watching the opponent just loop off and you're just there like, I like this game. Wish I could play it. Kind of beat. So overall, what's my thoughts on the bans and everything? I think it's a solid ban list. There's definitely some wild ones here. I think the Grudemon, I can see it, but I just didn't know if it needed it now. But it might be just obviously future proofing in that sense. I think the pair ban makes complete sense. I think that's actually logical. It actually gives me faith that Bandai actually review their games and see what the actual issue is, and it means that, you know, if players still wanted to play Sakuya, they'd probably just lean more into Rune Mode, and Rune Mode is still quite devastating as it is. I mean, a 10k blanket can just knock you out of the game right there. You know, you can still throw out your scrambles, you can still set with your memory boosts and so forth, which is, once again, still equally annoying. But I think the more annoying thing is just getting your back blown out by fucking Chaosmon Valderam. And then you can't do anything. You can't do no on plays, you can't do anything, which is really, really tough to kind of come back from a combo so devastating right here. Graph Crush, banging hit. We all kind of saw that coming. Parallel Drunk, we all kind of saw that coming. We kind of saw the Guilmon there as well with the Rush. I think just restricting that to 1. I'm kind of happy, and this is just me being just, you know, biased, but I'm kind of happy that Grammon X didn't get hit, because I like playing that in Gallantmon just normal. And I do have the foils, so I mean, my money be safe. My money be safe. That's me being kind of really biased and kind of selfish, but yeah, if it does get hit, it does get hit. I understand why it does get hit. We'll have to see how it works now. If people will still play the Megidramon, like kind of archetype there with the Rush Gill at 1. But I think at 1 it'll definitely slow. We'll definitely see a lot of people kind of deterred from playing that. The plugins, yeah, kind of understandable. The Sakuyamon, yeah, I can kind of see it, just because I feel like there's going to be a new Sakuyamon, and they want to kind of push you towards getting that advanced starter deck. So equally, you just use that Sakuyamon, whatever it's going to do. And the Sakuyamon X antibody, you can still run that at 4 or more than the numbers. You just can't pair it with the Chaosmon Valderam. And then, yeah, Purge and Melg. Yeah, I think that's cool. Like I say, Royal Knights get more support in BT23, and Metal Guru, that was just too stupid. Let's just be real, guys. That was just too stupid. Gaining memory for literally free Evo is not a vibe. But guys, that is your boy done. If you enjoyed the video, smash it with a like as standard. Stay safe, stay fly, and obviously drop your comments below what you think of this. And I'll catch you next one. D-Dread, off the mic.